One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. And hello, fellows. Herogon the Game Dev here. Today is September 13th, 2022. Another Tuesday. And right now, I have had dinner just mere minutes ago. A nice little pizza that's gluten-free, dairy-free, the usual allergy-free stuff for me. In case you don't know, I've got gluten, dairy, soy, and peanut allergies. So that's as far as I know. But let's get back on topic. The reason why I'm doing smaller fighting game Funlogs and trying to catch up, well, it's because Instagram's a bit of a pain on the longer videos. I had to go through a lot of loading to even get one of my most recent ones on Herogon the Game Dev on Instagram, if you wish to check it out. So, going into things, let's get started. First up is part 133. Adding meter burn commands. If you know games like Street Fighter or any of the other games, you have something called EX attacks that are now going to be added to commands, removes a bit of the old logic regarding said mirror burn attacks, and even adds special visual effects for certain parts. That is actually easy enough. Via the X code itself, all we had to do was just remove some old stuff like start exceptional attack and all of the little booleans involved, both for the base player controller, which handles all of our input stuff, and the character itself. Next up, we have ourselves auto-detecting controllers, which allows us to transfer input from keyboard to gamepads at the press of a button. And surprisingly enough, it can detect a keyboard and gamepad at the same time, I think. So you could easily switch around. Of course, there's still a deal of things to go through for controller support, but it's nice to know a little bit. And then we have ourselves a few things on. It can determine the device type that is providing input. We've removed a bit of logic here and there. So here is a look at base player controller right now, and there's been a few things that have changed around. Now going into going into determine input device details, we have ourselves this stuff here. Originally things were quite different, but a later Funlog that will catch you up on things will be coming soon. And same goes for the .h of base player controller. We even have a little boolean called isInputDeviceGamepad that detects whether we have ourselves a little gamepad or not. Just some small stuff. I'd have to say that I am not the best at explaining this stuff. If you want a full entire story, please check out Sean the Bro right here. He's got a lot of good Unreal Engine tutorials here, and it's been a help in my fighting game Funlog. And finally, for the parts, we have ourselves upgrading end results screen, which allows us to do some navigation improvements. Originally, it used to be that for all of our stuff around in the menu stuff, we had ourselves the versus end pop-up menu, but we couldn't exactly move from place to place. So I copied some old logic that came from a lot of the other menus. The old listen for input actions, move selection border, and of course, clear past selections. Now, each part is a bit interesting. Now, move selection is the direction stuff that tells us where we are. And it pretty much sets our current P1 selection around. Now, for move selection border, that involves setting the border onto a particular button. In this case, we have ourselves P1 hover, which tells us a lot about where exactly our button is. If you want to even know how to get from button to button, you need to at least have some type of texture or changed text so people will know. Am I right? Then clear past selections helps with clearing the button that came before. In this case, just back to the old nothing. With that covers up some stuff, but before we go, I should show some stuff regarding the EX attacks. Man, I am not the best at organization, am I? The two big things we've got for ourselves is two custom events: set EX attack effects and reset EX attack effects. In our case, we can do whatever the heck we want with it. We could change it, the material skin and index on our character, so that when we're doing the EX attack or meter burn in this case, it could either go slow and then have a little blinking texture. In our case, I will show that right here. EX Atom Mortem is a bit of an interesting texture. It uses a simple texture sample right here, Mutant Diffuse. Of course, the shaders are trying their best to prepare, and will you look at that? If that doesn't look amazing, then I don't know what is, you guys. A nice little blinking texture. Kind of reminds me of how certain characters from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Smash Up went about with their low health. Having this little blinking red right here to let you know that, yeah, you're almost dead. And that pretty much covers up the other a few of the other videos. Adding mirror burn moves, auto-detecting controllers, and upgrading the end result screen. In a little while, I will likely be doing the last two videos, or maybe even 3 if I get something around by Sunday. Then I will be a little bit up to date with giving you guys the updates on the fighting game Funlog. Hopefully, you can forgive me for a lot of the absence I've had with all of this. With that, I've been Herogon. Do enjoy all of this stuff. Hopefully you can follow Sean the Bro for all of his tutorials. And I've been Herogon. You've been you. Thank you for tuning in. But for now, I shall be seeing you later. Goodbye, everyone.